I'm going to show you a technique that I think will reduce your anxiety if you're experiencing moderate to severe anxiety by anywhere from 25 to 50% in just 1 minute. And I'm saying that not based on research that I've done, based on my personal experience in working with people who deal with anxiety. This is kind of the starting point for me. Breathing. It's a breathing exercise. The second line of defense is movement, but I always like to start with proper breathing because without proper breathing, proper movement can't follow. So let's talk about what breathing when I'm anxious looks like. I'm sure some of you, many of you have experienced anxiety, probably severe anxiety in some cases, and the breath tends to come into the chest. It tends to look like so my chest is the thing that's expanding. I'm using all the muscles here and muscles in my neck to breathe. I'm not breathing deep down into my belly, using my diaphragm, contracting my diaphragm, pulling it down in order to draw the air deep down into my lungs. There's something about being in my center. We use that word, I'm feeling centered today. It's probably a good description of what the opposite of anxious feels like. I can feel anxious here, I can feel centered here. Well, isn't it interesting that when we're working with exercise, we talk about the center of gravity being that point between the navel and kind of the spine. It's right in the middle. It sits in there, inside, right between those two. And different traditions have a name for it. In Japan, it's called the Dantian. There are some native shamanic traditions that call it the one point. But what's common amongst many traditions is that they ask you to breathe, to pull your breath into that point. Let's just call it your center of gravity, okay? It's that thing that stays in the same orientation. Let's say if I'm squatting, okay? My center of gravity is not moving forward, it's not moving backwards, it's staying in the same line. That's how I know I'm squatting properly, okay? I don't feel unbalanced, I feel balanced when I'm maintaining my center of gravity. It's the same thing with breathing. When I'm panicked, breathing into my chest. If I want to counter that, I want to breathe down into my center of gravity. How I practice that is I put a hand on my chest, hand on my belly, right over my belly button, and I want to breathe in and let my belly expand out. I want to make myself fat, okay? So my chest shouldn't move, actually. It should all be my belly, like this. In through my nose, out through my mouth. Head straight. Can you see how my chest isn't moving? Give that a try. It takes about 3 seconds to breathe in, 3 seconds to breathe out. Actually, it takes about 2 seconds to breathe in, 1 second to hold, and 3 seconds to breathe out. Do it at a pace that's comfortable for you. I've struggled with people who've asked me to breathe on certain counts. They say breathe in for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4. I find that actually can make me a little panicky if people try to dictate my breathing pattern or restrict my breathing. I'm inviting you to do what's comfortable for you, but this is what works for me. Takes about 6 seconds. If I do 10 of those breaths, that's 60 seconds, that's 1 minute. I'm going to bet that if you're feeling anxious, and you sit, and you put your feet flat on the ground, and you sit up straight, put a hand on your chest, hand on your belly, and you breathe into your belly, nice and slow, 6 seconds each breath, 10 times. Close your eyes, in through the nose, out through the mouth. You're going to feel better. That is a 1 minute hack for getting rid of anxiety. Okay, give it a try next time you're anxious. Nothing fancy about it. It's like I said, it's the beginning of a progression that can actually help you with anxiety. I'm going to put more videos out about what to do next, about movement involved with breathing, about changing your thinking while you're breathing and what to focus on and what to not focus on when you're breathing. But we start with that breathing exercise, okay? 1 minute, deep diaphragmatic belly breathing is what it's called.